Hey Nikki, it's Carolina from State Adventures. I thought it'd be easier to just jump on here and tell you a little bit about the options that I have for your family. I have two options, so let me share my screen and we will go through them together. Sometimes it's just easier because Galapagos can get quite overwhelming. So the itinerary that I shared with you previously, where we go to Quito, the cruise, and then we end in Cotopaxi in the mountains, it is completely available, but the boat that fits is actually a different one, which is this one, the Grand Majestic. So the way the itinerary will work is February 11th, you will fly to Ecuador. Most likely you'll arrive late in the evening. We're going to pick you up from the airport, State Adventure sign with your family's names on it, and then we will take you to the hotel. Plaza Grande is the hotel that I chose for you. The reason for it is the location is really great. It's right in the middle of the old town. It's an old historic building, so it has a lot of charm to it. And you wake up and you're in Ecuador. It is a 5-star property, but Ecuador is booming right now, and there are so many wonderful properties. So if you do want to upgrade, the best hotel in Quito is called Casa Gangotena. It is a luxury property. It won the #1 hotel of South America last year. So it's something to consider, and I can definitely check for that upgrade for you if you would like. February 12th, your private guide will come back, show you all the best things about Quito. So this is a private tour. We go at your own pace. We go according to your interests. So we'll go to Mitad del Mundo, which is the equator line. It's really fun for kids because there's lots of experiments to do there. We'll go to all the beautiful overlooks. We go to an active volcano and we have lunch at the Crater restaurant. Of course, downtown, chocolate tasting, all of that we kind of tackle in one day according to your pace. The next day, we're ready to go to the Galapagos because the cruise departs on February 13th. So the way we do it is we take you to the airport. We have the Galapagos assistant that will help you through all the logistics, put you on the flight. Once you land, you arrive, and the crew from the Grand Majestic will pick you up. The Grand Majestic is a 5-star or first class. They don't have stars in the Galapagos. It's a first class yacht. It has 8 cabins. It holds 16 people. And the main difference between this one and the Infinity is that the rooms don't have balconies. So it's quite a spacious cruise. It has lots of indoor, outdoor space. It's a great jacuzzi. You have an outdoor bar. So lots of different things on board for you to enjoy. But it does not have the balcony. So that is what caught your eye. Let me know. It has 1 guide on board, which means all of the excursions are for the guide and 16 passengers on board. There is no option to have larger groups in the Galapagos, so you'll never come across a group larger than 16. So Grand Majestic, that's the boat. It is available for 4 days, 3 nights. So while you're on the cruise, everything is included. Every day you're going to get in the water, either kayaking, snorkeling, swimming. You're going to get off the boat at least twice a day for all the excursions that are listed here. I updated the itinerary with the Grand Majestics, and it starts in San Cristobal. It ends in Santa Cruz. So you'll get to see 2 villages on here. So it's quite a nice itinerary. And then once you come across February 16th, we're going to, after the last excursion in the morning where you go see the giant tortoises, we're going to pick you up, take you back to the mainland on that 2-hour flight. And once you arrive in Quito, a private car will take you down the Avenue of the Volcanoes to Cotopaxi. And Cotopaxi is a major national park. It has an active volcano. It's really famous, but all around the volcano, there are haciendas, which are little ranches. So sometimes we go here for the day and we have lunch and then return, but other times we have clients stay here. And I think with families, and I have 2 daughters and I take them to Ecuador quite often, staying in a hacienda is a lot of fun because there's horses, there's trails, there's lagoons, there's all kinds of different things. And of course, there's llamas and alpacas, and just the culture of being in the Avenue of the Volcanoes is quite beautiful. So this particular itinerary has 3 nights included. The first day is your arrival, and the hacienda will always include dinner. It's quite nice. It's traditional Ecuadorian cuisine. Then the next day you have a full day exploring Cotopaxi. So we're going to ride horses, we're going to hike, we're going to go to the lagoons, we're going to see all the natural beauty of Cotopaxi, and then return to the hacienda and have dinner and rest. And then the following day, because you're already so close, I'm going to take you to Baños. And Baños is kind of like an adventure hub of Ecuador. There's waterfalls, there's hot springs, there's hanging bridges, there's swings to the end of the world, and all kinds of different things. Really great for families. So we'll spend a whole day exploring this region, come back to the hacienda, have dinner, rest, and the following day we'll take our trail right back to Quito, to the airport for your flight home. Hopefully your flight home is after 12, so let me know what that schedule looks like. I can check also London flights, but that is what the trip would look like. And that's about $51.99, so it's actually a little less than the Infinity. Now let me hop on to the other boat that I wanted to show you. And this one is the Infinity. This is what I mentioned originally. It is available, but it's actually available one day later. So let me show you how that would look. The thing about the Infinity, it's one of the newest boats. It's bigger because it allows 20 people in 10 cabins. And the big draw here is that there are 2 naturalist guides on board. So the group of 20 gets split into 2 groups of 10, which is the smallest group in the Galapagos. I'm always excited to do this. I sometimes charter this boat out for whole families because it is such a nice experience. And the cabins have balconies. So that's also a plus, especially for the adults. It's always nice to sit after the excursions on the balcony, have a glass of wine, and just enjoy the islands. The thing about the Galapagos, when you're out on the excursions or when you're out in between the islands, you're never far from land. So there's always something to look at when you're sitting on your balcony. That's something that I wanted to mention. This is the way this trip would work if you go with this option. The first day you arrive, you're in Quito. The second day you do your Quito tour. The third day, we take you to Cotopaxi for the day. We'll go riding the horses. We'll go see the lagoon. We'll have lunch at a hacienda, and then we'll come back to Quito. So 3 nights in Quito, not changing hotels or anything like that. Then we fly to the Galapagos. We have our 3-night cruise on the Infinity. It's a beautiful itinerary. It hits the northern islands. So you go to Genovesa, which is one of the least visited islands, lots of colonies of red-footed boobies and marine iguanas up there. You'll do all your adventures just like you would on any other boat. And then on February 17th, instead of flying back, we're actually going to stay in the Galapagos and go to a beachfront hotel. The Finch Bay Resort is really special. It's in the village, but you need to take a little water taxi to it from the village. So it's a little secluded, and it's walking distance to the beach that's right in front. It's also walking distance to Pink Salt Farms and the Grutas, which is one of the best snorkeling sites in the Galapagos. So there's lots of things all around this little resort, but it's completely surrounded by mangroves and giant iguanas. So we absolutely love staying here with our daughters. We had so much to see and do. It's one of the best restaurants in the village as well. So everything about this resort works. Now, if you want something really special and secluded and unique, then I can suggest upgrading to the Picaya. The difference between this hotel and the Picaya is the Picaya is up in the hills, so it has stunning views. The giant tortoise plantations are all around. It has a great infinity pool, but it doesn't have any access to a beach. So if you want to be near a beach, this is the only one that would work. So we would stay there for 2 nights. You have full access to the village, snorkeling, all kinds of different activities, or just simply rest. And then on the 19th, we will take you back to Quito and you can take your flight home. So this trip with the Finch Bay extension would be a little higher. It's $58.99, but I wanted to show you because you mentioned that you wanted some thoughts about upgrading. So let me know your thoughts. I'm trying to hold 2 cabins on both boats because they are the last 2 cabins on both boats. It's tough, but I will wait for you to hear from you, and we can figure out which works best. Thanks so much and happy travels.